Hey, Chaba here, and I wanted to make a quick demonstration video regarding the conversion operating system, what it does, and why it's so effective. Now, if you're not sure what this is, I'm going to leave a link under this video so you can check it out yourself. But basically, it's an instruction manual for AI. You can use it with ChatGPT, as we're going to do in this example, but you can use it with Claude. You can use it with any other model. It's basically the essence of 2,000 plus pages of carefully selected notes from some of the best copywriting and marketing and persuasion psychology courses over the last, I would say, 125 years in a way, because I've been studying this for a long time. And if you watch my YouTube channel, you know that I created the 100-day proven sales letter breakdown challenge as well. But apart from that, I've been part of a lot of courses, a lot of coaching programs, and I took notes, thousands of pages of notes during that time. And based on that, I created this so-called conversion operating system master guide, which is again an instruction manual, an 81-page instruction manual for AI containing all the best principles and strategies and formulas and all the best stuff when it comes to high converting marketing and marketing messages, regardless of the project that you're applying to, so that you can just upload it into any AI model and it's going to make a big difference immediately in the quality of the output itself. So let's test it there. Okay, so I'm going to show you 3 different examples. That's why we have 3 windows open here. The first one is going to be like the top section of a sales page or landing page selling an offer, and it's going to be like a mini course, let's say, that a lot of people can identify with. The second one is going to be a Facebook ad for cold traffic, and the third one is going to be mapping out, so not writing, but mapping out a 5-part promo email sequence that actually can sell this hypothetical product. Okay, so these are all very realistic use cases for coaches, consultants, experts, people who sell courses or coaching programs or masterminds or books or whatever, but you can also apply it to anything else. If you sell some sort of doohickey, some sort of physical thing, you can also apply the same concepts to this. So let's just say, and I'm gonna dictate it first, and then I have it, the prompt itself is written as well. So then I'm gonna paste it after it so that I don't have to dictate the same thing over and over again. But this is a handy feature if you're not familiar with this. Whenever we're working with an AI model, you just click this dictate icon and you can talk instead of, typing a lot. So let's say write the top section of a sales page for mini offer sprint. This is a 14-day live program that helps online coaches and creators build and launch a $99 mini offer and get their first 10 to 20 customers using a simple, let's say, email and DM outreach method, let's say. The target market for this should be solo coaches with small lists between like 200 to 1,000 people. And what I want you to do is to give me a headline, a subhead that goes under the headline, the lead, which is the first 200, 300 words of the sales page, and 5 desire building bullets. And go. So this is the first prompt in which I prompted AI to give me the top section of a sales page, okay? Obviously, if you've been working with AI a lot, you probably have more sophisticated prompts like this, and there's a lot that goes into prompt engineering. But for most people, probably this is how they start, right? They give some sort of specifics, and they don't give AI like pages and pages of prompts, but something like this. And let's see what happens using GPT-5 Auto here. So, okay, here's the sales page, headline, build and sell your first 99 mini offer in just 14 days. Even if your list is small, this live sprint shows you how to turn it into the first 20 paying customers using nothing but email and simple DMs. If you've been sitting on a list that feels too small to make sales, this sprint is built for you, because the truth is you don't need thousands of customers or a fancy funnel to start earning. You just need a simple, well-positioned mini offer and a clear plan to put it in front of the right people. That's exactly what I'll do together in the 14-day mini offer sprint. Over 2 focused weeks, you'll go from no offer or half-finished ideas sitting in your Google Docs to a real $99 mini offer that's live, polished, and ready to sell, blah, blah, blah. So as you can see, it's not bad. Like at this point, AI on its own can write something that sounds okay, but it's not necessarily super good either. So this is the first scenario without the conversion operating system master guide. I just wanted to show and see what AI comes up with on its own without any guidance. Here, it's asking me to rework this using my conversion operating system, because even though this is a new chat, it knows that I have this system from other chats and other projects. But for you, it's probably not going to know this. But it doesn't have the contents of the file itself. So I'm going to upload it. And again, this is a simple PDF file. And that's the beauty of this. It's super simple to do this. No, it's not going to like give you world-class A-level copy immediately once you do this. You need to do much more than that. And if you followed along during my Ignite and Sell launch, you know that model is way more sophisticated than this. However, right now I've decided to also make this thing available for purchase on its own, but I wanted to show you what it can do, right? So what I did is I just uploaded the file itself, and let's just say something like, okay, so I've uploaded something called the conversion operating system. I want you to absorb its contents and to really use it in this chat from now on. What I want you to do first is to rate this output that you gave me from a scale of 1 to 100 based on the principles inside the conversion operating system, and suggest improvement opportunities too. So now what's going to happen is it's going to, and again, we're using GPT-5 Auto here. If we were using Thinking, it would take more time. Maybe the quality of the output would be better. Here, it already switched into Thinking mode a little bit. When you select Auto, it sometimes does that because it's going to decide on its own what's there. So actually, we got a score of 84. Interesting. This is probably because the system already has access to this in one way, shape, or form. I think it's very hard to do another isolated chat. At least I'm not aware of that, where it doesn't have access to a lot of things saved in the long-term memory of the whole thing. But there are still things to optimize for sure. And I don't know about you, it sounds okay, but we could definitely update it. So what I'm going to do now is to just say, okay, so now that you have the conversion operating system, let's repeat the very first prompt that I gave you in this thread, and give me another version using the principles inside the conversion operating system. So give me a new headline, a new subhead, a lead, and desire building bullets in Clayton Makepeace style. So, by the way, this whole Clayton Makepeace style, this is an internal info that I have. You might not know this, but it's already baked into the conversion operating system. And he was really good at writing bullets, among other A-list copywriters. But there's a baked-in, part of it inside that as well. So let's see what we have here. So remember the previous headline. It was very cookie cutter. Build and sell your first $99 mini offer in just 14 days. Everybody does something like this, right? Even if your list is small, this live sprint shows you how to turn it into the first 20 paying customers using nothing but email and simple DMs. So it's a direct promise, but most markets are more sophisticated at this point, and this is not going to cut it. So let's see what we get here using this. So your tiny list is hiding at least 20 paying customers. Here's how to unlock them with a $99 mini offer in just 14 days. Well, already it's much better because it doesn't just start with the pure promise. It's tapping into something very powerful, which is that here's the concept of found money. And this is a powerful persuasion hack. Like, you already have something which could be hiding a lot of things. Like, it's hiding 20 paying customers. That's already a much more visual version of the headline compared to the simple, boring build and sell your first $99 mini offer. So it's already way better. And here's how to unlock that. So now it created a little bit of desire, and now it's going to show you how you can unlock that desire. Subhead, introducing the 20 buyer micro pipeline. So it already gave it a unique selling proposition type of angle as well. A simple outreach that turns lists of 200 to 1,000 into real revenue, even if you struggled to sell before. So now it knows that focusing on the higher level benefits is usually better than just giving people the simple, hey, here's the thing, and buy it. Okay, so it is way better already. Let's see the lead. Let me ask you a blunt question. If you got 200, 500, or even 1,000 people on your list right now, why haven't you made at least $1,980 at least 1,980 from it yet? I don't know why that specific number, but the question itself is more appealing than the typical, what was the first version? If you've been sitting on a list that feels too small to make sales, this sprint is built for you. I mean, this is also direct and it could work, but this is more intriguing for sure. It's not because your list is too small. That's the lie holding most coaches back. It's because you don't have a simple, low-risk offer and a step-by-step process to put it in front of your warmest names. That's what the 14-day mini offer sprint is about. Inside this live sprint, we'll build a $99 mini offer together, so it's future pacing, it's setting expectations, it feels much more dimensionalized in a way, and then run it through the 20 buyer micro pipeline, a proven cadence of short emails and natural DMs that pulls 5% of your list into action. So it's much more specific. It has a unique mechanism now as well. Obviously, we would need to refine this a little bit because at this point, if there's no warm-up at all, people will not know what this whole concept is about. However, 20 buyer micro pipeline TM feels much more intriguing and much better than just mentioning the product and that's it, right? So it's a big difference in my opinion. No ads, no funnels, no tech headaches. Just a clear process for taking your too small to matter audience and showing you that it's more than enough to get your first 20 sales. By the end of 2 weeks, you won't just have a polished offer, you'll have buyers, confidence, and a repeatable system you can run again and again. Because once you see how simple it is to monetize 200 names, you'll never look at smallest problems the same way again. So I would say that's a big improvement. Now, again, keep in mind, the only thing we did is just upload this PDF and say, hey, take this and now rework it based on the principles inside. That's it, okay? So now if we wanted to play around a little bit more, we could also do something like, okay, so rate this again from a scale of 1 to 100 on the conversion operating system and suggest ways of improving it even more, possibly closer to 95 plus. I like to do this, by the way, this rate from 1 to 100, because it helps AI just give you better output overall. So you see, it's telling me a few things already, and it, like, even without prompting it, it automatically realized that this needs a unique mechanism because this concept is so ingrained into the conversion operating system master guide. And it, oh, by the way, I haven't even checked out the bullets, but this is way better. Like the 9-line offer shell that makes your $99 feel like a no-brainer, even to a cold list of 327 names. It's much, much, much better than follow a 14-day step-by-step action plan that takes you from idea to sold, or Learn the simple email plus DM outreach process that turns a small list into cash flow. That's super basic. But like the reply first DM switch, how asking the right question before you pitch makes prospects lean in instead of tune out. A simple objection tracer that flushes out silent maybes, and the one-line nudge that flips them into I'm in. These are a night and day difference when it comes to bullets, okay? So now, again, we can improve this if we want to play around with this. And again, it's going to suggest things, suggest principles and strategies based on the conversion operating system, like front-loading CPB proof. And the coolest thing about this is that you don't have to know what this means. I know what it means because I've built this. It means claim proof benefit. And this comes from the Agora financial style copywriting, which is very, very powerful. But you don't have to. The whole system is going to make this automatic for you once you upload this document. So identity pivot, right? Like paint the emotional transformation from the coach quietly doubting their future to the coach who knows exactly how to pull cash in from their list on demand. So it knows these deeper psychological transformations as well. Reason why urgency, mechanism preview. So now let's just say yes, and it's going to rewrite it even better. And notice, by the way, I haven't even, this is going to be different, by the way, so I'm not going to say it's going to always look like this, but in many cases, just by using the conversion operating system alone, AI is going to get rid of its annoying, like 3 lines grouped together. Not always, because again, it already knows a lot of things from my own workflows with it, okay? And it knows that I hate that style, and I worked a lot in order to get rid of that style. So maybe for me, it generates this type of much more realistic output immediately, maybe upfront even, or with the help of the conversion operating system, because this was also pretty decent. Normally, you will get worse quality output if you give it a prompt like this, and then the conversion operating system makes an even bigger difference. But now, right now, we can just tweak it even more, and it looks really good. The lines look good. There are no, I mean, there is an M dash here or there, but at this point, it's pretty much no matter what I or pretty much anybody else does, we just simply can't get rid of the freaking M dashes. But you can just replace that later on as well if you want. But now, you know, it feels like something very interesting. So like right now, you may be staring at your email list, this many people, this many people, this many people, and deep down you're thinking it's too small to really matter. That belief is the reason your offer ideas are still sitting half-finished in Google Docs. It's the reason you've been warming up your audience with value posts for months, but sales are still crickets. But here's the truth. When you know how to run names through the 20-buyer micro pipeline, a simple sequence of short emails and natural DMs, even a tiny list can bring in 2-5% of your people as paying customers. We've seen it work over and over. With this many names, this many buyers. This many names, this many buyers. Obviously, you have to like substitute this with your own numbers, but it's giving you a general guideline here. That's why I built this in 2 focused weeks, and then more info about the offer itself. So yeah, I mean, this is a big market improvement for sure, and you can play around with it even more. But I just wanted to show you a clear use case for applying the conversion operating system, just uploading the file, and telling AI to use it to give you much better output. Well, okay, Chaba, but you know, I don't write sales pages. What else can I use this for? Well, chances are you might be writing Facebook ads or some sort of other like top of funnel type of marketing message aimed at colder audiences. So let's do something similar, but for a Facebook ad. And, you know, without even refreshing, let's just open up this other thread. And I'm going to paste in the prompt this time. So basically, write a Facebook ad, max to 250 works for mini offer sprint. So it's the same product. Here are the details of the product, audience, solo coaches with small email list, open on a felt prop. So I even gave it some guidance, because Without that, AI can have trouble figuring out how to make a good ad, but open on a felt problem they already have, state one clear promise in plain words, give one credibility reason why, and end with a single CTA, which is learn more. So I try to give it as much help as possible, but let's see what it comes up with. So struggling to sell your coaching offer because your list is too small. This is some of the most boring questions ever at this point. Most solo coaches think they need thousands of subscribers before they can launch something. So they wait. They build an audience. They post for months, hoping clients will magically show up. But here's the truth. You don't need a big list. You just need a simple offer people can say yes to and a straightforward way to get it in front of them. That's exactly why we've built together inside the mini offer sprint. In 14 days, you'll, while this work. So this is basically like a mini sales message as an ad promoting this. It's not terrible, but at this point, and considering how exposed people have been to this type of messaging before, I don't think it's gonna attract too much attention. So now, again, and remember, this is a different thread. Let's just simply upload the conversion operating system master guide, and I'm gonna tell AI. So I'm uploading a file called the Conversion Operating System Master Guide. I want you to absorb this and extract the most profitable, high-converting strategies from it to be applied to cold traffic Facebook ads. And after you do that, I want you to rewrite this ad into something that would score a 95 on the conversion operating system. So I'm being very specific here because I want to show you this on the video itself, but you don't necessarily have to be that super specific, but I just wanted to give you an example. The key idea here is you just talk to it like a human and you say, hey, here's the thing, like use it, and just give me something, give me a better output. Now, it's, again, in some cases, when you select auto here, it needs a little bit more time in order to think, but now it only took like 8 seconds in order to parse through the whole thing. And let's see what we have here. So it already extracted a lot of key things when it comes to cold traffic marketing. Like, for example, we have to have a symptom first hook, or we have to make sure that our copy focuses on the rule of one. Like, we only have one big idea, one core emotion, one call to action. We can introduce a unique mechanism. Again, this concept of CPB stacking, which is claim proof benefit, and layer identity-based proof. I don't know why it gave me this, like file conversion operating system, but I guess it took it as kind of like a high-level strategic plan for it. So now what I'm going to say is that, okay, this sounds awesome, thank you, but now rewrite it in a narrative format, in a narrative 250, 300-word Facebook ad that we can use for cold audiences. So now it was more of the structured overview part of it, and now we have the output itself. And again, notice it's very, very hard to get this style of formatting rid from AI. For some reason, it often defaults back to it. And remember, it's generative AI. It doesn't really think in a way, but it always generates something new from scratch, right? So if you keep getting this type of thing, and even me, sometimes regarding my, like, despite my best efforts, I still have these lines grouped in threes, just copy paste it in a Google Doc and just format it yourself. It's going to be way faster than trying to babysit AI and nudge it so that it gets rid of this annoying habit. But let's see the content itself, what we came up with. So I'll launch when my list is bigger. That's what Sarah kept telling herself. She had 400 subscribers, smart people, engaged, even reply to her emails sometimes. But whenever she thought about selling something, the same voice came up. It's too small. You need at least 5,000 to make this work. So she kept waiting, posting, trying to grow her audience. Months went by, still no revenue. Then she tried something different. Instead of building a huge course or waiting until her list doubled, she created a tiny $99 offer that solved one urgent problem her subscribers already had. She paired it with a simple email and DM plan outreach, nothing fancy, just a few short messages with a clear invitation. And in less than 2 weeks, Sarah had 17 paying customers. Not 17 likes, not 17 comments, 17 people who pulled out their wallets and bought from her. That single mini offer did 3 things at once: put money in her account fast, build her confidence that she could sell, and give her proof and momentum to grow bigger offers later. This is what we do inside the mini offer sprint. Blah, blah, blah. You don't need a huge list. You don't need to overcomplicate it. You just need a focus plan and the right audience. Learn more. So way better. Like, let's revisit the first version. And here the difference is night and day. Struggling to sell your coaching online because your list is too small? Most solo coaches think they need thousands of subscribers before they can launch something. So they wait. They build an audience. They post for months, hoping clients will magically show up. But here's the truth. You don't need a big list. So basically, it's telling us very similar things, but notice how much more dimensionalized this is. How much more real it feels. How much more human it feels. Yes, the formatting is annoying, like we've seen from ChatGPT before, but the content itself is solid. And even with like very minimal editing, you could definitely start testing this with a live Facebook ad campaign, because there's always a built-in variation when it comes to cold traffic. That's how the game is played. But imagine how little time you actually spent on this. And now that the system knows the conversion operating system and it knows everything, I could say, okay, so give me another version focusing on a different core problem that my target audience has, which I can A/B test compared to this one. So we already have like the control version, something that's pretty good. And now another similar version. I don't know what to sell. That's what James admitted on our call. He'd been coaching for a year. He had 600 people on her list, plus a decent network on Facebook. But when it came to time to make an offer, he froze. Should he create a 6-week program, a full online course, a membership? He had 10 ideas swirling in his head, and because he couldn't pick, he sold nothing. No offers meant no customers. No customers meant no cash flow. And no cash flow meant he started doubting if coaching was even viable. Here's what changed everything. James stripped it down. Instead of trying to build the perfect program, he packaged one small tangible outcome into a $99 mini offer. Something his audience already wanted solved this week, not next year. So as you can see, there's like, this is also like pretty good. Like if I were to ask, okay, so how would you rate the original ad that we wrote in this ad together before uploading the conversion operating system from a scale of 1 to 100? And how would you rate the last 2 ads that you wrote after I uploaded the conversion operating system? And by the way, ratings are subjective. Again, it's generative AI, so it's not going to be the world's most super scientific thing. But the original ad had like, let's say, a 72 rating. The second one had 93, and this one 95. So it's getting better and better. And there's a huge difference. And it might not seem that much to you, like a 20-point difference, but that makes all the difference when it comes to copy that converts and copy that doesn't really convert. So now we've seen a Facebook ad as well, and hope you're enjoying this. Hope you're finding this helpful. Again, the link to the Conversion Operating System Master Guide is below this video. Go check it out if you want. It's only $49 right now. I might increase the price later, but right now, I would say it's, for most people in this business, it's still an impulse buy, and give it a shot. I think, you know, the results speak for themselves. But before I end this video, I want to show you another use case, which is another common theme for this audience. And again, we could use this for any other type of product, any other type of audience, but now we've picked one example, which is, again, something that a lot of people on my list could resonate with. So the next one is going to be outlining a 5-part promo email campaign. So now we have the sales page, let's say one part of the sales page. Now we have an ad. Why not create like a 5-part promo email campaign. I mean, the structure of it at least, because writing the emails, that's a more complicated topic for AI. And I have Ignite and Sell, which is specifically designed to write a 10, 12 part campaign grouped into categories, and it has like a very seamless, relatively seamless compared to working with AI. It can still be frustrating. And I just want to be real with you guys. That's why I'm not hyping this up to the moon, because it's still not a magic pill. It's not a silver bullet, but it helps immensely, especially if you follow the step-by-step guidance that I lay out inside the Ignite and Sell. But for this, the Conversion Operating System Master Guide, it's super simple. You just upload it and that's it. So let's see. So again, I'm going to paste in the prompt. Outline a 5-email promo for mini offer sprint. It's going to be launching on Monday. Audience, there you go. For each one, include 3 subject line variations, 5 short beats, what this email does, like giving us a high-level overview of what this email is about, and 1 line CTA, and use this flow. So actually, I'm helping AI again to come up with the flow. I don't know actually whether I should include this or not, because this will give it more help. But let me give it the benefit of the doubt. Okay, so most people would probably only use something like this. If you're more sophisticated a little bit with prompt engineering, you're also going to define what you want exactly. But I don't want to make this demonstration biased, in the sense that in my original prompt, I don't give it some extra help. And then there's the Conversion Operating System, which includes a lot of help for AI. So let's just do it this way. Because this way the contrast is not going to be that big, but we're still going to be noticing a contrast. So, okay, so day 1 hook, felt problem, subject lines, stuck shouting into the void. Well, none of these really grab me. And then here are the beats. Okay, so now, again, let's upload the Conversion Operating System. It's very simple. You just drag and drop it here and say, so I've uploaded a file called the Conversion Operating System. Absorb it and notice the email marketing strategies baked inside. Based on that, I want you to rate this 5-part email plan from 1 to 100 for every email, suggest improvement opportunities, and then come up with an upgraded 5-part sequence based on the principles inside the Conversion Operating System. And you can include more details for those if you want, especially when it comes to the psychology or the high-level structure regarding how the email is going to look like. So as you can see, like I'm just riffing here. I'm basically talking to the model like I usually do. But yeah, so here's the original one. So 70, 75, 72, 68, 80. Okay, well, the clean offer was 80. Usually, it's easier to write relatively high converting last day emails, because at that point, it's not necessarily that much about the copy. It's more about giving people a reason why to act now before the deadline, let's say. So here, symptom first hook, why your tiny list feels like dead weight. Well, that already sounds better. The shame of hitting send and hearing crickets. It's not your fault your list isn't buying. I think these are already better. Start with symptom chain, low replies, silence, self-doubt, amplify dominant resident emotion, which is shame and fear of stagnation. So the model now understands emotion much more, because there's a lot of details about the psychology of core emotions when it comes to persuasive messaging inside the Conversion Operating System. Then introduce the unique mechanism of the problem. These escape hatch sprint gives the missing mechanism. Let's see the first version again. So call out the pain, They have a small list, but nothing moves. Emotional truth feels like they need thousands to sell, so they stay frozen. Reframe, you don't need more leads, you need an offer people actually buy. Tease, over the next 14 days, I'll show you how. Super basic, super basic. Notice how powerful this second version is compared to the first version. Like, it understands symptom chains, not just one problem. It understands the underlying emotional things, like the dominant resident emotion as well, not just any emotion. It understands that you need to introduce a unique mechanism, but not just any mechanism, but the unique mechanism of the problem. This concept originally comes from Stephen Georgi, because he used unique mechanism of the problem and unique mechanism of the solution. And of course, the conversion operating system knows this. And then tease and escape hatch. So this is much, 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 much better than the first version. Let's see the second one, the proof story. So struggle, coach tried big launches, got nothing. Discovery, realized it's about packaging plus DM outreach. Results, unique mechanism revealed, layer proof. Let's see the first version for email number 2. Well, share a mini case study, emphasize, anchor, and bridge. So it's a little hard to potentially tell the quality difference based on this high-level plan itself. The real results would come when we ask it to write it. Okay, so let's try this. Expand day 2, actually day 1, symptom first hook, and write an email about it. First, using the day 1 symptom first hook pain, shame, hope plan, which was our second version, and then using day 1 hook felt problem, which was our first version plan for the first email in this series. Again, this might be a little biased against me, actually, because the system already has the conversion operating system. I should have tried this before uploading that document in order to expand it. But here we have our drafted first version email. And again, notice this style. Let's just get over it. Like, it's very hard to make this go away consistently. You can. And one of the things you're going to see actually on the checkout page for the conversion operating system is a little bump offer. It's only $19, so 19 right now. It's called the ChatGPT Detox Writing Guide. So if you also get that, you can also upload that file here, and it's going to reduce the typical AI tropes like M dashes and these formatting issues and stuff. And it's going to make a difference. But we can test that as well in a minute, although this video is already getting a little too long, but why not? So ever hit send on an email to your list and then sit there refreshing your inbox, nothing, silence, maybe one pity reply from your mom. Ooh, that hurts. That taps into the problem. And you start thinking, why am I even doing this? That shame creeps in. That voice says, you're not cut out for this. You don't have enough subscribers. You should wait until you have at least 5,000 before you bother selling anything. Sound familiar? Here's the truth nobody tells you about. The size of your list isn't the problem. The real problem is that you haven't been taught to believe volume is only gain. More leads, more subs, more eyeballs. But here's the uncomfortable reality. If your current list isn't buying, doubling the size won't fix it. It'll just double the silence. Ooh, that's powerful. That's better, way better than this one based on the first version. So let's be real for a second. How many times have you opened the email software, typed a message and thought, maybe this one will finally get replies. Maybe this one will finally bring in sales. You hit send, wait, but what happens? A few opens, 0 buyers. And you start wondering, what's the point? Actually, this one's also pretty good, but at this point, we're biased because we uploaded the conversion operating system. So from this point on, it knows the principles. I should have tried this before, but I'm not going to re-record the video again. But let's try the ChatGPT Detox Guide right now. Again, it's not a magic pill always, but it usually makes a big difference. And again, you can get this as a bump offer. Currently, as I'm shooting this video, just $19. I might increase the price later, but right now it's basically chump change. So I uploaded something called the ChatGPT Detox Writing Guide. It includes a lot of rules in order for the AI-generated output to sound more human. I want you to rewrite version 8, day 1, symptom first, hook, pain, shame, hope, that email based on the rules inside the ChatGPT Detox Writing Guide. Okay, so let's see what it comes up with. So as you can see, as I said, like it's very, very hard to get this rid of. But it's going to sound more human, and it's going to make a difference. Interesting enough, now it started to add these horizontal lines, which again it starts to do. But some actually, oftentimes the cure to this is switching to thinking and say, well, no, actually, you haven't done what I asked you to do. Get rid of the horizontal lines and grouping lines in 3s and 4s. I don't like that. Follow the rules inside the ChatGPT Detox Writing Guide closely. So in a lot of cases, what happens is that the model just breezes through the whole thing, and it just doesn't respect it, because at this point it sometimes can think, I don't know, well, AI can't really think, but it considers that there are potentially like too many things it has to take to pay attention to, and it just forgets some of the things that you want it to do. So that's why switching to the thinking model will take a little bit more time. As you can see, like revising the output, it is doing things here. And in most cases, not each time, but I would say 9 out of 10, the output is going to resemble what you actually want much, much, much more. Okay, and now what happens is that the formatting seems good, finally. So again, I just wanted to show you this in real time, because I'm not selling snake oil with this. This whole thing has limitations. This is not a magic pill, but if you know what to do to improve the output, you're gonna get way better output, and that's what I wanted to showcase with this. And now that I'm noticing that this video is already 42 minutes, actually, this is kind of like a mini masterclass on using ChatGPT in order to generate copy in better ways, because there's a lot of cool tips here as well. Yeah, so right now, actually, you're going to be able to watch this video, but eventually I might add this as a package inside the conversion operating system too. We'll see. But as you can see right now, it seems much more of what we were looking for, although now it might be a little too light for some people, or like, not everybody uses this style in their email. But we can easily like remedy this. We can say, okay, cool, but now modify this email so that the lines aren't that short, because it just looks good. I understand that it's optimized for mobile, but it feels a little bit like AI wrote it. So modify the lines so that it looks more like a letter. And add 25% in length. Okay, so let's see what happens. Again, it's thinking, because we've selected think. And you can, by the way, change this on the fly, auto, instant, thinking. It's your choice. But let's see what happens. Okay, so it's starting to generate. And as you can see, it's changing things. So don't be discouraged if the first version that you get doesn't really look like the thing that you want in the end. This is generative AI, okay? So it's going to give you something which in the beginning, it's usually going to suck. If you use the Conversion Operating System Master Guide, it's not going to suck, but it's still going to have limitations. And then you can tweak it a little bit, and then it's going to come out much more as something that you actually want. Now, if you're a pro copywriter, I do realize that sometimes working with AI models can take more time than it would take you to write the email itself. And in fact, I can often write emails faster than doing something like this. And I still don't let AI write my emails, by the way. So yes, I do use it for brainstorming. Sometimes I use it for certain very, very, very rough drafts for certain parts, but I always edit a lot myself, and I always rewrite it in my own voice because I enjoy writing. I already have a voice at this point, but I do realize that not everybody is a professional copywriter, and that for them, this is a huge godsend. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. It took way longer than I expected. I was originally expecting 5 to 10 minutes, and we did 45 minutes, but at this point, you probably, if you're familiar with my content, you know that I like to over-deliver and that I like long-form content as well, because there's a lot of nuance to this thing. And the people who sell you like, oh, just push this button and you're going to make $10,000. Unfortunately, the world doesn't work like that, and I just want to be real with you. But this is how it works. This is how you get much better results. So we covered the sales page, top element. We covered the Facebook ad, and we covered not just email drafting in the end, but like writing and expanding complete plans, generating emails like this. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you like the idea behind this, just grab the conversion operating system. The link is below this video. You know, what can you lose, right? At this point, it's basically like dinner for one, or even less. And then if you want, you can also grab the ChatGPT Detox Writing Guide. And yeah, see you in the next one.